2, 3. Fantastic. Hello folks, welcome you all to the demo session of Hadoop, Spark, Flink and data science machine learning. This is Rusha and I'll be a trainer for both the batches, that is data science machine learning as well as Hadoop, Spark and Flink. So I'm a Cloudera certified data scientist, Cloudera certified Hadoop Spark professional. I was very fortunate enough to work with the founder of Hadoop, Turf Cutting in London. I was based in London. I started my career with Google, had been with Amazon for a long time. Since past 5.5 years, I've been doing trainings, and some consulting assignments for the Big Four across the European continent. I've done trainings into machine learning, NoSQLs like MongoDB, Cassandra, integration of tools like R and Hadoop, data science, Hadoop, Spark, and now Flink. Flink is basically the 4th generation big data stack, and we were the first one worldwide to start a course on Flink. Hadoop and Spark people do teach, but Flink is unique and it is much faster than Spark as well. So that should be taught as well, because that forms a complete stack: Hadoop, Spark and Flink. Flink is a German byproduct, and there is a company called Data Artisans, a Berlin based company, whom we are consulting as well. So they will be coming out with the enterprise version of Flink pretty soon. Still, it's into beta stage. I won't say people have started using it into production environment, but it's damn fast. And I do have 4 patents in analytics machine learning space. At the moment, whatever course you see in Cloudera for data science, it's my course. We were the first one worldwide to start a course on data science. Especially, I'm a Cloudera certified trainer as well, so I've taken a couple of trainings for Cloudera across the European continent, especially in places like London, Paris, Madrid and Copenhagen, for banks like HSBC, Santander, Barclays and all, right? Mostly into Canary Wharf in London and Santander into Madrid and the Danish government in Copenhagen. So this has been my brief background, folks. I hope that is fine. Now, let me give you a brief on this particular session, folks, and then we'll proceed ahead. So folks, at the moment, you all are kept on mute. At the moment, you all are kept on mute, silent, right? So that no echo comes from anywhere. Fine. But don't worry, I'll be coming to each and every one of you every 15 to 20 minutes. I'll come to you, I'll take your doubts, and you can ask whatever you would like to ask. We have a policy. No question is a bad question, folks. So ask whatever you want to ask, as generic as possible. Any tough question, any silly question, doesn't matter. So please do ask whatever, as much as you want to ask. So after every 15-20 minutes, I'll be coming to you. You can take your, you can just park your question somewhere and I'll take it one by one. All right. Fine. So after every 15-20 minutes, I'll be coming. But this is just for this session. After this session, you will be made as organizers. So people who have registered or enrolled, will be made as organizers, and they can unmute themselves at any point of time and can stop me at any point of time. Yeah. All right. It's just for this demo session so that we don't create a havoc. Yeah. You all are kept on mute, but don't worry. I'll come to you. All right. Cool. Fine. So let's begin. Let's get started without wasting any more time. Yep. Cool. Yeah. So before getting started, folks, I would like to tell you we have two batches. One batch is completely dedicated to Hadoop, Spark, Flink batch. And another batch is dedicated to data science, yeah, with machine learning. So this batch happens on weekend. Data science machine learning batch happens on weekend, only on weekend. Yeah, and this on the weekdays, same time. Yes, we have already started the batch. Today is demo session. Tomorrow is session 1. Yeah, cool. All right. So this is the first generation stack, third generation big data stack, and the fourth generation big data stack. Yeah, cool. So don't worry. I'll start from what exactly is this big data. Yeah. So let's get started. Yeah, all of you agree with this? It's pretty small place, very small. Yeah, cool. I'll give you an example, folks. I was in Stuttgart. Stuttgart is in Germany, and I was consulting Volkswagen at that point of time. So around 3.5, 4 months I had been there, and they had given me a guest house in which most of the things were of Bosch. Yeah, Bosch again is a German company. You know, Germans basically are addicted only to German items. Yeah. So, and yeah, German items are good. Yeah. So basically, they had a refrigerator of Bosch, and it was so smart enough at that point of time. I'm talking about 2.5 years back. Yeah, that let's say as soon as some items gets diminished, let's say dairy products, vegetables, yeah, it gets lowered. The quantity is below certain limit. It sends me a message that before coming to home from office, please buy the vegetables, and it gives me 3 reminders. All right, but that was into a manual mode. If I keep it on auto mode, automatically it connects to the web. Fine. Compare the prices across portals and orders on its own. Fine. Next day morning, things are ready, things are delivered. Fine. So that's into auto mode. Fine. So you see, there is a machine to machine connectivity rather than a human intervention taking place. Cool. Things are getting more and more automated due to several reasons, right? Okay. So that there is no human intervention at all. Fine. This world is all about IoT, Internet of Things. Sensors everywhere. You got to detect the sensor, sense it, play analytics on top of it. The data that's getting generated, folks, it's humongous, quite varied. Yeah, totally varied, totally unstructured. Yeah. So it's like that kind of a data you would be dealing with. It's totally an unstructured data, fine, on which you will be playing analytics on. Yeah. No, people just consider that, okay, Twitter data, Facebook data, people call it unstructured. No, unstructured is basically having no schema. Yeah, your email is an unstructured data. Your CSV file is a structured data. Your JSON file is a semi-structured data. Right? So anything which does not follow any schema, any pattern, yeah, doesn't follow any structure. Fine. So Hadoop, big data, it's not just about social media. Yes, social media is a part of it. We can't ignore that. But it's not just about that. Yeah. All right. There are many V's attached to big data. Yeah. So it's volume, velocity, variety, veracity. Yeah. Veracity means uncertainty of the data. You don't know where the data is coming from or what kind of data it would be. All right. So you have to deal with an open data format. Yeah. So these days things are, folks, on the go. Yeah. All right. Things are pretty much automated driven. Right? You know, different kinds of payment modes are also happening. Previously, you just take an olden days, yeah, you deposit the check, things gets deposited, things works. It was very much of manual. You know, the banking staff was huge. Fine. I'm talking about, let's say, 35, 40 years back. Yeah. Post that, ATMs came. Post that, debit cards, credit cards, everything came. These days, digital currencies are working. Yeah. You know, in 2008, 9, Bitcoin came. Fine. Now Ethereum is there. So digital cryptocurrencies also have increased. Fine. So data is getting crazier. Yeah. What I want to say is data is getting crazy. To handle this craziness of data, you know, people talk about many type of bullshit ways. Volume, velocity, variety, blah, 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 blah. No, it's not just about that. It's about the craziness level of the data. Yeah, if you handle the craziness level of data, that is basically handling big data. Can be any frameworks. That can be Hadoop, that can be Spark, can be Flink. Yeah. So, you know, there is a report from Gartner, folks, that by 2020, you know, 50 billion devices might get connected. 50 billion. Say 50 billion devices gets connected. Can you imagine the kind of data getting generated? Humongous. The kind of data, the volume of data is pretty much humongous. All right. Cool. So, big data is everywhere. Be it banking, insurance, yeah, entertainment, media, you name it, yeah, healthcare. You know, it was being reported. There is a report that came from Gartner last month. Healthcare is the most proper and accurate user of big data. Yeah, companies like Novartis and Ranbaxy and all these companies have started using big data like hell. Right? All right. We are recently consulting one of the sports football club. We have even engaged our couple of students as well in this. Yeah, in delivering this assignment. Yeah, our past students also we have engaged, and we generally engage them as well. Whenever we get this kind of a project work with proper billing, we do engage them, right? So that they get real-time exposure as well from the real client, right? It's all about performance management of the team, folks. You know, metrics of the players get generated real time. There are many data points getting generated. You can devise the strategy of a particular team using those data points. So it's real time streaming of the data happening across several big data stacks, right? So that, you know, to the CXOs, to the club managers, we can showcase the dashboards, the real-time dashboards, that how, yeah, each and every player is placed and how the team strategy works. Yeah, and across each and every other team as well. So we can have to study the patterns of other teams as well. All right, fine. So to study anything, folks, we require motivation. Why we are basically learning it? As I told you, this guy is making the data crazy. To handle craziness level of the data, yeah, we are using frameworks like Hadoop, Spark, Flink and all. All right, cool. We'll be starting our batch with Hadoop. Hadoop is the first generation big data stack, right? The first generation big data stack. Yeah. The founder of Hadoop is Duff Cutting, came from Google. It was just on paper. Yeah. In Google, it was just on paper. Just on paper. All right. You know, every damn technology, even you take Spark or Flink, it was on paper. Right? Then finally, that paper got commercialized. Similarly, Hadoop got commercialized by Yahoo, then Hortonworks a lot. Yeah. So there are a couple of vendors, folks. There are a couple of vendors for Hadoop. Yeah, like Cloudera. These are all vendors of Hadoop. They sell Hadoop, basically. Hortonworks, Mapr. All right. Cool. Cloudera, Hortonworks, and Mapr. Yeah. All right. So you see this, folks. Volume, velocity, variety. Right. I'll give you an example, folks. Before 2 years, yeah, 2.5 years back, there were elections in UK. Yeah, there were elections in UK, and there are no. We were consulting BBC at that point of time, and there are two major parties in UK: Labour, Conservative. Yeah, David Cameron was for Conservative. Ed Miliband was for Labour. You know, the prime ministerial candidate. Fine. Right now, post Brexit, Cameron is out and Theresa May is in. So David Cameron from Conservative, Ed Miliband from Labour were representing both the parties. Now there was a debate being organized, yeah, on job creation, and some of the leaders, sub leaders, not Ed Miliband or David, yeah, a topic was being raised on job creation. Job creation. Yeah. Job creation. A topic was being discussed on job creation. Right. So, you know, there were several things being discussed. That what are the strategies, how they will be creating jobs, yeah, what kind of employment opportunities getting increased, etc., etc. And people were tweeting on their debate. Yeah, find some people were, you know, just tweeting like that, that Labour is having an awesome idea, Conservative has completely made fool out of themselves, horrible idea of Conservative, superb idea of Conservative, etc., like that. Tons and tons of tweets were coming, millions of tweets across the European continent, Britain, as well as over the world, right? And we are watching that particular debate. So what we had to do was, we had to give a live sentiment analysis of the people moving towards which particular party on each of the topic, and as well as the overall topic job creation as well, how basically they were, yeah, in their debates, and how people are supporting them. So there is lots of data, tons and tons of data. We are no more into the age of GBs. Yeah, we have moved very fast. I won't say gradual movement, but very fast towards this kind of data volume. Now, to handle this amount of data volume, you require something special. Yeah, you require a distributed architecture. Yeah, you require a distributed architecture, something that believes in horizontal scalability instead of vertical one. Horizontal scalability, that means you can add number of machines, runtime, you can form a cluster group of machines. Yeah, you require a fast parallel computation framework which can compute the data pretty fast, like high frequency data in stocks, how fast the stock tickering is happening, and the data is completely varied. It's crazy. Analytics, folks, analytics is not a new thing. It has been going on since decades. You all would have heard of a company called SAS, right? SAS had been doing analytics since long. Yeah, SAS had been doing analytics since long. It's not a new thing. Fine. But SAS was doing analytics only on structured, semi-structured data sets. Yeah, not on unstructured data. Yeah. So we have our data which is totally unstructured. We have a data lake in which we have structured, semi-structured as well as unstructured data. Data of Oracle, data of Twitter, data of a CSV or a JSON files. Yeah. To handle this humongous homogeneous data, you require something special. Yeah. So according to me, folks, big data is not a technology. Big data comes with a problem statement. Big data comes with a problem statement, and Hadoop, Spark, and Flink addresses those problems. Yeah, Hadoop, Spark, Flink addresses those problems. Yeah, correct. Generally, whenever big data is being talked about, people talk about software platforms a lot. It's there. It's there. Fine. But hardware plays a major role as well. Yeah. This transistor was of this big size. Yeah. In our ancestors' period. Yeah. Right now, trillions of transistors exist in this small chip. We all have studied this Moore's law in physics. Yeah. Or in our college days. Correct. Trillions of transistors. Yeah. In the small single chip. Storage has become more efficient, more cheap. Yeah. And Hadoop started believing in commodity computing. Hadoop is all about commodity computing. What is a commodity hardware? Your and mine laptop. It's commodity. Yeah. That will do the job. You don't require any high-end expensive systems. Yeah. Fine. So storage plays a huge role, folks. Companies like EMC Square, yeah, LSI, Avago, yeah, they play a huge role. Fine. We just placed 3 of our candidates in EMC Square last week. Yeah. EMC Square, LSI. LSI is right now with Avago, means Avago acquired it. Yeah. Intel. Yeah, they are all huge players in storage domain. People working in that ULSI, VLSI stuff. Yeah. So to handle this kind of data, if these many devices will be connected, To handle humongous amount of data efficiently and effectively, you require a special architecture. Fine. You require a special framework. Fine. 50 billion devices, if it gets connected, imagine the level of disruption happening across the data industry. Yeah. Imagine. Just imagine the level of disruption happening across the data industry. Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you an example. These days, companies are hiring CDO, yeah, chief data officer, even chief digital officer, chief data officer, as well as chief digital officer. Yeah, before, 5-6 years back, you didn't heard this term, chief digital officer. Why? Why one would require a digital officer? Because, folks, just imagine the level of digital disruption happening. You all have heard of a group called Wyndham. Yeah, one of the largest hotel and resorts franchisee, right? Wyndham Group. Yeah, and we all have heard of Airbnb. Yeah, this is the world's largest hotel franchisee resort booking company, and basically it has tons and tons of hotels on its own. It started around maybe even before my birth. Yeah, let's say 20-26 years back. Yeah, even I don't remember exactly. And this is just a recent startup, I can say, let's say 5 to 6 years old, not more than that. Yeah, cool. Let's say Wyndham Group is having revenue of $7 billion. Sorry, 7 billion. Yeah, it's owning around, let's say, 10K hotels and resorts worldwide. It's owning its own hotels and resorts, while Airbnb is having 0 hotels of its own. Yeah, and the revenue might be 10 to 15 times than this. Yeah, consider, let's say it was $30 billion last year. The way it has grown without any logistics of its own. Yeah, can we think about it? That, we thought that we should have a logistics, we should have a place, then only we can do a startup. Yeah, we should have an inventory of our own, but these days that's not the case. It's all digital mode that's going on, be it cloud, be it Internet of Things, be it automation. These all are creating disruptive waves. Maybe many job losses as well. Yeah, people who learn automation, people who learn several types of analytics, people who learn IoT, people who learn robotics. Yeah, there are many tools like Blue Prism and all, right, which are responsible for several human job losses as well. Why? We don't need it. Yeah, a robot is doing it. My model, which I've already prepared through my data science or machine learning or artificial intelligence, which is already doing the job for me. Why the hell would I require a human who is prone to errors? Yeah. So, this kind of, so shall I call Airbnb a hotel industry or a tech company? Yeah. Confused? That's digital disruption. What shall I call Uber? Yeah. What will you call an Uber? Uber is a cab company. Is it a taxi company or a tech company? Confused, right? That's disruption, right? Uber is not owning a single cab, folks. Yeah, but still it's called world's largest cab provider, right? So it's across companies, guys. It's across companies. You name the company, yeah, and they are doing some digital innovation in their hub. Be it Accenture, IBMers, anyone, you name it, they have it, right? Fine. So, because of all these reasons, data is getting accumulated like anything, like hell, right? So, to handle this kind of data, because of this fast changing world, data getting evolved, getting crazier day by day, right? So, to handle this data, yeah, yeah. Before a couple of years back, we heard the news WhatsApp, WhatsApp being bought by Facebook. WhatsApp being bought by Facebook. WhatsApp, a zero revenue generating company, almost a zero revenue generating company, was bought by Facebook, and anyone knows the deal size of it? It's $19 billion. Can you imagine? A company generating zero revenue is being bought by a very successful company, yeah, and the deal size is $19 billion. Why the hell would Facebook pay WhatsApp $19 billion? What are the reasons? And it's not Facebook's individual decision. There are companies like McKinsey, Booz and Allen, EY, KPMG, fine, are advising Facebook that they should go for it. I had read the white paper on it. Data analytics was one of the biggest reason, the kind of data that would have been logged into WhatsApp server. Yeah. So that's the thing, right? People have already started preparing for the bench strength. Yeah. Guys, frankly speaking, if I tell you, there are many people who are teaching big data. Yeah. We have been in the market for years, right? The reason is people just teach standalone technologies. Okay. Hadoop, then only Hadoop. Fine. But what about integration? Yeah. If you don't learn integration, that means you have prepared yourself only for the interview and the certification. That doesn't matter in the real world. If you don't learn integration aspects, integrating Hadoop with Informatica, Hadoop with a reporting tool, creating an end-to-end BI stack, delivering a case study, a real-time case study, you got to learn integration. If you don't learn that, it's bullshit, right? So, yes, learning Hadoop is good, cool, fine, but how to integrate, how to create a stack, end-to-end stack is important, right? All right. So you got to create an end-to-end BI stack. Yeah, fine. I'll give you an example, folks. Yeah, Barclays. You all would be knowing this company. It's a bank, all right. It's a bank, and you know, 3 years back, Barclays had a CDO. Can you imagine? CDO, Chief Data Officer. It was very new at that point of time. And banks even had not taken big data so seriously 3-4 years back. Security was a major concern, data governance and all. So Barclays had a CDO from Yahoo. His name is Osama Fayyad. Yeah, Osama Fayyad. He was from Yahoo. Yeah, and Barclays, in one of their projects, they had a stack like this. They had as an ETL tool, they were using Ab Initio. For warehousing, they were using Teradata. And for reporting, they were using Cognos, all enterprise editions. Yeah. Now their problem was to drive down the licensing cost without impacting the efficiency. To drive down the licensing cost without impacting the efficiency. So instead of ab initio, we suggested them or consulted them having talent. Instead of Teradata, have Cloudera, complete stack, which will provide you machine learning, real-time analytics, everything. Instead of Cognos, go with Pentaho. And open source come enterprise edition. And what we saw at the end, not only the licensing costs went down, not only the licensing costs went down, but the efficiency also increased drastically. Yeah, efficiency increased like hell. Yeah. So why big data? Why analytics? And mostly you will see in the BI space, BI or enterprise intelligence team. Yeah, because I want to bridge down these gaps. I want to make my client more predictively insightful about the future trends. Yeah, you see the evaluation happening. Yeah, correct. Recently, folks, recently, very recent, we consulted Allstate. Allstate, you all would be knowing, is an insurance giant. They had around 20 terabytes of data. Yeah, which they had given us for delivering their proposal. And these 20 terabytes of data were all driving patterns of the drivers. Driving patterns of the drivers. Yeah. Let's say one of their driver was Roger. Now Roger is moving from point A towards point B. Roger is moving from point A towards point B. The distance is x, time taken is t. Yeah. Distance x, time taken t. Okay. Now we continuously see the speed limit of Roger. Yeah. Continuously observe it, and whenever he is crossing, we just can raise an alert to Roger. If it's found that Roger is continuously crossing the speed limits, ignoring the alerts and all, yeah, and throughout his pattern we see that, we calculate the average speed of it. If it's crossing it, we basically term Roger as a rash driver. Yeah, and more penalty points are being laid down on the premium being paid towards the insurance. Yeah, more penalty points being laid down on the premium being paid towards the insurance. Pretty bad, right? Very bad. Yeah. So we got to give some brownie points as well. Who are drivers who are driving it? Utmost accuracy and pretty slow, right? Yeah. Lower than the speed limits. So some brownie points had been given to them as well. So end to end, folks, any big data project will be having these stages. You got to have a proper storage stack. Yeah. So in case of Hadoop, the storage is HDFS, its own distributed storage. Hadoop distributed file system. Yeah, we'll talk about this later. Performing analytics, you can use several means of doing it. Yeah, you can use MapReduce, Spark, Flink. You can use R, integration of R with Hadoop, R with Spark. There are many cases possible. Yeah. Post that you can do warehousing, NoSQL analysis. Yeah. And finally, generating some value for your client. Yeah. Guys, in the starting days of big data, I'm talking about 2010-11, fine. People were implementing big data just for the sake of implementing it. They were just doing research and investments were going haywire. Yeah. Things have just improved since last 1.5, 2 years a lot. Otherwise, it was completely a nonsense strategy being applied by most of the companies to implement big data. Yeah, until unless your problem statement is not clear in everyone's head, yeah, the technology stack that you are going to use is not clear from the start, things won't make sense. All right. So here, it's kind of a mixture of waterfall and agile methodology. Both. You got to operate on parallelly. Yeah. And the one thing which I hate the most is people compare apples with oranges. Please don't do that. Yeah. Generally people ask me a question. Hadoop is a database. How Hadoop is different from Oracle, MySQL? For God's sake, Hadoop is not a database. If you ask me as a layman, I would answer Hadoop consists of two important things. Hadoop has two core components. Hadoop is having its own storage, and it's having its own computation framework. It's having its own storage, it's having its own computational framework. Yeah, fine. So comparison should be legible, folks. Computation with a computation, or streaming with a streaming. Yeah, a NoSQL with a NoSQL. You compare a database with a NoSQL. That is fine. That is a valid comparison. Fine. For that. Cool. So this is the end-to-end stack, folks, that we'll be going through. Fine. Right. Start from batch to real mode analytics. Yeah. And Flink is a German word. Flink means fast, swift. Things are fast. And Flink at the end actually is using a real-time engine. That's why it's damn faster. And why we are emphasizing on real-time Flink, comparing Flink with Spark a lot. The reason is this. It's pretty evident. Yeah, it's the biggest change, folks, in the data infrastructure. Right? Cool. All right. So before taking your questions, folks, I would like to take you through what exactly the curriculum that we'll be going through. Yeah. And what is our training pedagogy. Yeah, as I told you, there are two batches, folks. Yeah. One is a Hadoop, Spark, and Flink batch. And another one is a data science batch. Data science with machine learning. All right. So these are some of the core topics. Yeah. So the one which I'm tick marking, fine. The one which I have tick marked, they are data science, machine learning topics. Rest all are Hadoop, Spark and Flink batch topics. Yeah, fine. So end-to-end Hadoop stack we'll be seeing right from sourcing, analyzing. Yeah, got that. Hive, Pig, Scoop, Flume, Kafka, everything we'll be seeing. Yeah, and the most important thing, folks, don't worry about the prerequisites. Be it a data science batch, machine learning batch, or your Hadoop Spark batch. Please do not worry about the prerequisites. We will completely take care of it. Whatever is required to crack your MapReduce, yeah, or to understand data science, we'll take care of it. Yeah, be it any language as well. So don't assume that you got to be a Java expert. Only a few core Java fundamental topics, some of the Scala topics we need to study. Yeah, and we'll study that throughout our course. That's it. Okay. So I'll take care of the prerequisites. People from different backgrounds have cracked the certification and are doing fairly well in the big data world. Yeah, so don't worry about that. We'll completely take care of it. So as far as data science is concerned, we'll be starting off with statistics. We'll be seeing a tool called R, and we'll see how to integrate R with Hadoop and R with Spark. All right. Machine learning, we'll be seeing there are two types of techniques, supervised and unsupervised, which we'll be seeing through. Yeah. NoSQL. So there are four categories of NoSQL, folks. Yeah, if you ask me, there are four categories of NoSQL. Key value pair database, document oriented database, graph oriented database, and column oriented databases. Yeah, Cassandra HBase belongs to column oriented, MongoDB belongs to document oriented, Neo4j is graph, and this is key value pair database. Right, we'll see how they differ from each other. What is exactly NoSQL? NoSQL is completely dealing with flexible schema, folks. You can add columns runtime. There is no change in, basically you don't have to worry about the schema. There's no concept of schema and all. There is no tight coupling. It's all loose coupling. Yeah. Spark, Scala, Flink. Yeah. So how exactly will be our training pedagogy, folks? We'll first showcase you the practicals. We'll move on to theory next, and then the comic part. From practicals to theory to comic, back to practicals. And then we complete the module, we conduct a test. So after each module completion, folks, there will be a small test through which we can assess where exactly you guys are lagging or any revision is required, so that we can do a one-to-one revision with you folks. And yes, we do it over the weekend, one-to-one revision, wherever in whichever topic you find you're not comfortable with, we handle that personally with you. All right, cool. Yeah, so I hope that answers your queries. And you would be doubting what exactly this comic part is. Yeah, comic part is a bit like this. Let's say sometimes you have an interview, you have a client call, you won't be going through my 1,000-pager deck, right? It's comfortable having this one-pager deck and finish this stuff pretty quick. Yeah, you see over here, right? You can read through these pretty easily, pretty quick. Yeah, cool. So let me take your questions now, folks. Yeah, people who are having any questions, guys. Yeah, I would love to hear your beautiful voice. So any questions, click on the yellow colored hand symbol. Please click on the yellow colored hand symbol, folks. I would love to come to you, talk to you. Yeah. So please click on the yellow colored hand symbol. You see a hand symbol? Just click on that. I would like to come to you, would like to talk with you. Fine. Any questions you have, please shoot. Yeah. Let me first come to Shrikant. Yes, Shrikant?
Hi, my question is, some of the organizations are using the Golang with Mesos and Zookeeper, and they claim that they're also using the Spark. Could you just give some insight about how are they using the Spark with the Golang? Because as per my knowledge, Golang doesn't support the Spark, but I'm not sure about it.
I have not heard of any company using Spark with Go language, and I am not sure how exactly it deals with. Because generally, what I have seen is Spark either is being used with Scala, with Java, or Python. Using Go with it, even I have not heard of Spark supporting Go. They might be using some protocol buffer in the middle or so, and they are using Go language. Or maybe they in their team they are having lots of Go developers, like maybe an IBMer and might be using them. Apart from that, I'm not sure who company or which company or Spark providing an integrator for Go language. I don't know about that because Go language I have heard only with few things it goes well and it's suitable for that. In Bluemix, it's being used a lot, and IBMers are using Go language a lot, facilitating it a lot. Some of the telecom companies have seen it, but using it with Spark, I'm not sure if whether it's a good idea or a bad idea. So you can just pass on that reference to me, and maybe we can talk offline on that how the Go language is being used in Spark. But as such, Spark is mostly being used using a language called Scala, Python, or let's say Java.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Let me come to Radhika. Yes, Radhika.
Hello.
Yeah.
I had a question. I was in a different background. I have completely very less computer background. Um, so, which one would you suggest me to take?
What I would suggest you, Radhika, is start with data science first because data science
Yes.
to catch up will be easier for a person who is even not from a computing background and who have never done coding in their lifetime. So
Yeah.
start with data science in which Hadoop also I will clear a tidbit of it. And as soon
Oh,
as you get familiar with it, you like data science, you should pursue with it. And
yes.
after that, if you club with big data, you can club with big data.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So
But at the moment,
first, first do data.
suggest to go with data science only. Yeah.
Okay. And how about the job opportunities for a
Oh,
newcomer?
tons of
Like
tons of them. There are lots and lots of. So in whichever
without
geography,
without
sorry,
even.
without experience as well. Don't worry about that because these are all niche things. So people don't have, let's say, 10, 12 years of experience in that. It's pretty niche, and people just having, let's say, a certification or having uh, 10 some proposals worked on, etc., etc., it's fine, but you
Mhm.
should have a sound knowledge of how basically the things get integrated well, which we'll be seeing in our data science batch, that how things are integrated, how you use statistics with the big data domain, and
Yes.
you handle complex computations at scale. So if that I think you are through.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Okay. Thank you.
And tons of opportunities even we'll be providing you. So our consultants, European continent especially, I handle it, but the techie training team will provide you with uh, lots of opportunities. Daily, you will see at least 2 or 3 job opportunities for people even from no background at all into data science or stats world. Yeah. So don't worry about that. We have successfully placed our candidates. As I told you in the last week itself, we placed our folks in AMC Square. Yeah, they are in their data science team. Yeah, so they were all business analysts basically. So they're not done coding that much. Yeah. Let me come to Osafa Karim. Yes, Karim.
Hi, Rishabh. Yeah, my question is pertinent to the same. Like, I'm from Oracle background and I have 9 years of experience currently working from British Telecom. So actually, I'm based in Kuala Lumpur. So my question exactly is, if I want to move into big data and then into data science, will it be like, should I go into data science along with your current Hadoop, Spark, and Flink, or should I wait until I get some expertise in
No, you should go together.
technological stack?
Yeah, what I would
Okay.
suggest is go together. Start with big data as well as data science. Data science, we are starting this weekend itself. Both you
Yeah.
will do together. I think it will help a lot. Yeah, there is no point waiting because the thing is, you
Mhm.
already come from an Oracle background and you have some warehousing or let's say tons of warehousing stuff in your mind. Big data with data science will make a lot of sense. And if your client is British Telecom, we recently did a training for British Telecom in London. And
Okay. I'm
yeah, you
actually in British. I'm working for
uh,
this company. Yeah.
okay. Basically, for you, the suggestion would be go with it together. So, big data with data science makes a lot of sense because data science will teach you how to implement machine learning, AI, NLP, and all that. Big data will teach you how to apply it on scale. And when we amalgamate it, things
Mhm.
are. So, my suggestion would be go together. After it's your call. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Thanks.
Right. Let me come to Mahesh. Yes, Mahesh.
Hi, my question is towards what do you suggest the people who've been working with the other technologies last 10 years and I suddenly shift to a big data analytics? We might have the same similar background before, maybe SAP and Oracle backgrounds, and leaving the 10, 12 years of experience and coming to big data and data science analytics, and is it going to be a fresh start again from a career point of view? I know the experience counts, but looking at the future and going forward, how do we suggest people having a lot of experience and coming to the new technologies like this?
All right. So basically, I always get this question that people who are from SAP or let's say Oracle techno-functional background, right, and having 15 years spent in it. See, basically, senior delivery managers, McKinsey folks, McKinsey partners, EY partners are studying this particular stack, this technology, because sooner or later you got to dive into it. Maybe SAP would be coming with its own product, Teradata might be coming with its own product, but you've got to learn big data, and things are changing rapidly fast. So I won't say it would be a fresh start and your experience won't count of the previous one. It would definitely. But see, the things is, even in big data, the world is changing pretty soon. Every day you might see new products, new language, new tool coming up, right? So you got to be updated. The thing is, as the kind of data that is getting evolved, yeah, with any sector you take it, digitization coming up, this thing is bound to happen, and that's why this revolutionary shift will happen in many of their careers as well. People are shifting from Java to robotics. Why they are doing like that? The reason is, sooner or later, if you won't be doing it, someone in your place, apart from you, would be doing it, because it's a revolutionary shift happening across the data industry. MySQL, DB2, Oracle, only we were thinking in that perspective. Our mind was working completely to fit the data in our table. But now that scenario has gone. Now the data, you can fit it like the way you want it. It's completely a flexible schema in place. That's what NoSQL is all about. So because of those reasons, right, things are evolving, and if things are evolving, the technology that comes up, you got to learn. So there is no as such any way out of it, but your experience does matter. So whatever you have done, it doesn't go anywhere in vain. Yeah, you can club that domain with this one. Even SAP integrations I have seen with Hadoop a lot. HANA integration personally I have done with Hadoop. So it's working well. They're doing a lot of stuff, but big data is going to go nowhere. At least I am seeing a pretty good future, at least for 5 6 years. So yeah, and yeah, after that you never know what new things do come up, what new languages, new tools do come up. But these things are here to stay. So yes, you have to learn it sooner or later. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for that big confidence. My question next towards is the job opportunities. I know we have been working with this industry. I mean, personally, myself has been more than 10 years in SAP integration perspective. I see that the companies are going for it, and I see that personally the clients are going for data analytic big datas. Now, how do we showcase our previous experience with this? Would there be any help from your side or from a
Yes.
which
Yeah.
point of view?
I'll
Uh,
personally help you, as well as techie training team consultants also will help you. I'll help you out that how your previous experience you can club it with big data, the kind of proposals that you have done, etc., etc. Yeah, so you can showcase in your CV as well, because we will be doing some projects that you can highlight it in your CV. Your CV
okay.
preparation will be done by the techie training team consultants or resume consultant team, so they will help you out in that as well, and will tell you that okay, how your, let's say, whatever your SEV product you would have used, how that you have clubbed with big data, integrated that with big data. That's why I'm saying your experience won't go in vain, because there have been even business analysts, at least you are from a technical background, BA people or domain folks who have never dealt with it. Even we have amalgamated some of the big data experiences into the CV. It's not just fake, it's basically that what the proposals we build it over here during the team, that only we highlight it in the CV, and the same knowledge we showcase it to the client or the interviews in which you will be doing it. So it's basically the same what you will be doing it in the batch, couple of projects, you will be highlighting it in your CV. And the thing is, there have been our folks who were placed in Cisco, let's say 10 batches before, and they are coming up with doubts that okay, they are finding these kind of faults in their already set up environment, and in this they were not able to proceed. You can drop us an email at any point of time, and we'll give you the real time support in your project environment also, so don't worry about that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I know as and when we go through the course, and we will definitely try to get some experience in a club with our projects. But before we taking up this course, we're trying to ask, what kind of help and how
Oh, sure,
which
sure. And as soon as module by module will complete, each module of ours is a real-time case study. And at the end, when we complete our 7 modules, you will see how the integration happens of all the 7 modules, and we are addressing a particular problem statement. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry to take a lot of
No,
time
no.
and a lot of questions on this.
Yeah, yeah. No worries. Ask as much as you want, folks. Yeah, this is the time, right? Demo session one, because you got to make up your mind, right? So ask as much as you want, as stupid as you want. You join, you don't join, it's your call, right? But ask as much as you want, so that you should be clear, yeah, whether to go towards big data or not towards it. Yeah. So you got to take your own call. Yeah. Let me come to Murli Reddy. Yes, Murli.
Hi. Yeah, actually, thanks for. Uh, I have joined a little late, but it was a nice session so far. I'm basically from mainframe background. I want to know how my previous experience uh, I can utilize these into the big data, and then, and also, so I see like you guys dealing like Hadoop, Spark, and Flink
Yeah.
all in one batch. So how much of time will be towards each? Because I see like I was looking few other people who are giving the training. They have separate classes for Hadoop or separate for Spark like that. So in overall, like how much of time we'll be spending on each of them? So those are the main questions I have.
All right, perfect. See, Murli, your experience of mainframe uh, will basically help us in the migration. These days, most of the migration projects are going from mainframe towards big data and all. So these are the things going on. So basically over there, your experience counts. Your previous experience, frankly speaking, won't count that much. Yeah, mostly the migration projects, I am seeing it from mainframe to big data, that is happening. Yeah, but as I told you that the proposals, the real-time case studies that we'll be seeing in our class, will help you showcase that in your CV. And as far as the other training providers are concerned who are taking separate batch for Hadoop, separate for Spark, basically that should not be that real case, because these days nobody is using MapReduce of Hadoop because MapReduce is outdated. Yeah, so people who are teaching MapReduce, we are also teaching it, but you can't take it as a separate batch because Spark has replaced MapReduce altogether. And Flink, I think very few of them are there, probably hardly one or two. Yeah, and Flink is basically going to replace Spark. Yeah, it's going to be the future. At the moment, people are using Spark a lot, but Flink is going to. So we got to study the entire stack rather than just going for one batch Hadoop and it's done deal. There is no only jobs for Hadoop. You should know Hadoop, you should know Spark, you should know Flink. Yeah, even we could have done it like that, a separate batch for Hadoop, Spark, and Flink, but you don't want to do that because our idea is not to make you certification ready. Our idea is to make you project ready so that we'll be able to do your stuff in the real time world. So that's how our curriculum is designed. See, the same kind of course I do teach for Cloudera as well, but Cloudera has a different pedagogy. I don't teach all these topics in Cloudera. Yeah, it's just 3 days course and done deal, over and out. So yeah, like that only we have devised. See, mostly what we do is we rely less on theory. We rely most on practical. So you won't see many decks in future. Mostly we'll be dealing with the VM part a lot. Practical oriented stuff mostly we'll be doing. So it's kind of around, let's say, 47 hours in total for data science as well as Hadoop, Spark, Flink we have decided. Most of the time, majority of the time, we give it to Spark and Flink. And the remaining portion, we start with Hadoop. Yeah, so around 10-12 hours goes into that. We start with Hadoop. We do even some of the coding in MapReduce as well. But majority of our time, I would say 60 to 70% goes to Spark and Flink.
Yeah, yeah. And the other thing is that basically, as I told you, I have from mainframe background, so I haven't been worked or have knowledge on Java at all. So how does affect me in like learning or when I'm on the project? So that's on that one question. The other question, like I'm basically from US. So are there any customers right now who are already started using Flink or
No,
is
that's
it
what I'm
still?
saying. Capital One is one of the one who has started using it as a proposal scenario. But as such, production, I won't say that real time anyone has started using it. It's still into incubation, but Flink would be there is no doubt about that. Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, I have heard of, they have started, but Capital One, I have personally given them the training, so they are about to start very soon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, and the one like so I haven't I don't have any knowledge on Java.
Oh, don't
I
worry
haven't
about
worked
that.
on
That's what
anything
I
yet.
told you.
Mhm.
Many of our folks in the previous batches also didn't have any knowledge in Java, right? So don't worry about that. We'll take care of the prerequisites, whatever is required to crack our MapReduce. See, we are not here to become Java expert, but what is required to crack our MapReduce, we'll study that prior, and then we'll address MapReduce. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Perfect. Yeah. Cool. I hope I have tried to answer most of your queries. Yeah. Still, if you have any queries, folks, Girish, Mahesh, Manish, Murli Reddy, Osafa, Radhika, Raghu, Prasad, Raja, Sabha, Sriman, and Srikant. Yeah. Anyone having any? So, folks, I would request all of you to collect your server access. Yeah. And everything from the support staff team. Whatever you would require, the timelines and all that. Fine. So we'll be starting with the practicals pretty soon, folks. So connect with the techie training team. Even you will get an emails from them as well pretty soon. Yeah. So just check it out. Right. So this is just one example. I'll finish it off in 5 minutes, folks. Just I need 5 minutes of yours. Yeah. So just one assignment, we did it for Swarovski Museum in Innsbruck, Austria. Yeah, probably the only museum which I liked it. I hate museums, by the way. Yeah, it's basically, to form association rules across. Yeah, so association rules is, what is an association rule? Association rule, let's say you go to Walmart, Carrefour, Tesco, etc., etc., these retail stores, right? Bread is sold with peanut butter, jelly jam. Yeah, bread with peanut butter and jelly jam. Yeah, they all go well together. Bread with peanut butter and jelly jam. Fine, cool. So they are mostly kept together. If you would have seen in the retail store as well, bread with peanut butter and jam, right? Now, if I study the trends, yeah, I follow the new trends. Bread, I might keep with Nutella. Yeah, bread with Nutella. Fine. So that's a trend, right? Bread with Nutella. So how can I make, I got to give some discounts, some schemes, right? Let's say I have gone to a retail store to buy only peanut butter, but I might buy bread as well as jam because they are placed together and they are in some scheme that if we buy all the three together, there is some discount, right? How can we study those scenarios? We got to study tons of history, tons of historical transactions, invoices, how things are getting sold together well, study the behavioral patterns, study the customer buying behavior pattern, yeah, how the trends are emerging. So we got to do lots of deep learning, lots of study, yeah, lots of iterative analysis basically, and then we can come out with the things. Yeah. So retail store, retails, be it pharmaceutical companies, everyone is using big data. That's what I want to tell you. Yeah, we'll be touching on most of these aspects. Yeah. Now, one of my first client was Novartis. Novartis was preparing a drug on diabetic patients. Yeah, to study the climatic conditions, genetic patterns, etc., of the people. Yeah, so that they can address the issues pretty well. Yeah, people suffering from diabetics across continents, they might be having different dietary patterns, climatic conditions. So around 10 petabytes of data, folks, we had to analyze and suggest the analytical results to the CXOs and all. Yeah, that how their diabetic drug should change, or what are the ingredients we got to change so that it will affect equally across continents. Yeah, so healthcare is the biggest user of it. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, all of them have started. I gave you an example of Barclays, right? Yeah, yeah. So banks are using it like hell. Telecom companies like Ericsson, Alcatel-Lucent. Yeah, you have heard of a company, Ericsson, Alcatel-Lucent, Nokia, Siemens, Samsung. They are all using this data like hell. Yeah. Generally in telecom, folks, everything is into a cellular structure. Yeah. That's why we call cell phone, right? Cellular structure, hexagonal cellular structure. Yeah. And people with a cell phone moves from one region to another region. Base station transfer signal. Yeah. So, Ericsson had around 20 terabytes of data. Yeah, and we had to study those patterns, that in which all cases the users are having a call drop or they are losing the quality. There are several things that we had to study: signal to noise ratio, radiation patterns, frequency, etc., based on which this is being done. Yeah. So whenever a base station transfers signal from one end to another end, fine, you will see a drop in quality at all point of time. Yeah, how GE and GM are driving down their manufacturing costs using big data. So all in all, these are the case studies, folks. It's a universal case study which I have prepared, which we'll be seeing through. Right? Yeah. And you know, these are some of the companies whom we are already consulting. We have engaged our previous students as well. Right? And they are our clients basically. Right? So we have successfully placed our folks, as well as we are doing projects for them as well. So we even engage our students in real-time projects. So it's kind of a mixed exposure we try to deliver to our folks. Got that? Yeah. Cool. So that's it for today. Yeah. Cool. So I'm running short of time, folks. Yeah. If you have any questions for me now, yeah, you can take my WhatsApp details from the support staff team. You can call me at any point of time. You can Skype me either. Yeah. You want to talk with Kalyan and team, they are very helpful. They're 24/7 available, folks. Yeah, 24/7 available. You can call them, ping them, yeah, email them, it's your call. Yeah. They are 24/7 available at all point of time. They'll answer all your logistical queries. And if you have any questions for me, you can take my contact details from them. Yeah. All right. Cool. So see you all tomorrow. Same time. Yeah. Our batch is starting tomorrow, folks. Yeah. Let's meet up then. Yeah. Happy Hadooping. Keep sparking, folks. Cheers. It was a phenomenal session. Phenomenal questions from you guys. Yeah. Cheers. Bye-bye. See ya.